Now, Tutu's home has seen several visitors arriving today, including the president. What did Ramaphosa say during his visit?
Yes, absolutely, Suleiman. Good evening to you, and good evening as well to the viewers. We saw the president arriving at the Archbishop's home in Cape Town, along with a large contingent of members from the African National Congress. And we also saw various people such as Patricia de Lille, who was close with the Archbishop, people from the Nelson Mandela Foundation. We also saw Dr. Mamphele Ramphele, who is the chairperson of the Tutu Foundation, so and also a struggle stalwart. So we're now beginning to see people coming to the Tutu home to pay their respects. The president confirmed that the Archbishop will be receiving a state service, which will be a Category 1 service, and it's the highest level of commemoration that the country actually gives to people. You'll recall that former President Nelson Mandela, when he passed away, he also received a Category 1 funeral, and this involves a number of official festivities or official sort of pomp and ceremony that is involved in that official process. You might see a military procession, or you might also see, some police sort of formations as part of that service. And that will be taking place, as you mentioned, on January the 1st. However, the big difference will be obviously that the COVID-19 protocols will put a different spin on things.
Well, Diane, that's the president, and the retinue of people who were with him as so important in South Africa. Tell us about the ordinary South African. How are they honoring this great personality?
Well, we've seen people visiting Desmond Tutu's home in Vilakazi Street in Soweto. This is where he stayed briefly in the 1960s and 70s before being moved to Cape Town when he became the Archbishop of the Anglican Church. They've been visiting his home. We've also seen that in Cape Town at St. George's Cathedral, which is one of the oldest churches in South Africa. It is an Anglican church, and what they have done is the city of Cape Town has put a memorial outside the cathedral where people can sign condolence books, as well as laying wreaths. So throughout the day today, we saw people coming to St. George's Cathedral to be able to pay those respects. And those are just ordinary people who felt the need to say why they felt that Desmond Tutu had touched their lives, or express how he had touched their lives by going to lay either messages or write those messages, or to lay wreaths and to put flowers outside the cathedral.
Now tell us, if you will, the memorial plans.
In terms of the memorial services, there are actually a number of memorial services that are planned. As you mentioned, the city of Cape Town will be lighting up Table Mountain each day. There also is a plan to have the cathedral bells at that St. George's Cathedral ring every day for 10 minutes. And the city of Cape Town has asked that residents in Cape Town observe a moment of silence over that period. There will be a memorial service that is sort of run by the municipality of Cape Town. And this is because Desmond Tutu actually had been given the Freedom of the City, which is sort of like an award that is given to eminent members of the public. The mayor of Cape Town actually called him, one of Cape Town's greatest citizens. And that memorial service will take place on Wednesday this week. Now, there's also a planned memorial service by the Anglican Archdiocese, which is planned to take place in Pretoria also this week. And of course, then his body will lay in state, and then the final event will take place this Saturday.
Are there notices about the funeral plans yet, apart from what we know on January 1?
What we do know is that the January 1st service will take place at St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town. And there is an expectation that there could be some public viewing areas set up because, as we're dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, there are currently COVID regulations, which only allow a limited number of participants at a funeral, that would be 100 guests. For someone such as the Archbishop Desmond Tutu, 100 guests would probably only be a very small portion of those who would want to attend. So we have heard that there are plans to have some sort of viewing areas and, of course, revise the initial guest list that was created. The pandemic also poses a bit of a different challenge in that some of the international dignitaries who would ordinarily have been invited to attend may not be able to attend. But what is likely to take place is we might see some video messages coming through as part of those proceedings. But the Desmond Tutu Foundation has been holding media briefings, and they are likely to do another briefing closer to the time of the funeral service, where they will actually indicate what the final arrangements are in that regard.
Well, Diane, we'll stay with you on this, and many thanks for unpacking this for us.
Thank you.